So no farmers, no food. Farmers are land rich and cash poor, so we ended the estate tax. When a parent leaves a farm to the kids, they do not have to worry about their local banker coming in and stealing their farm. Donald Trump's inconvenient home truths to Keir Starmer. Now, I'd love to expand that, but I get the impression that, well, apparently that might be an issue on YouTube. I don't know. Because from what I can see, even some very popular YouTubers tend to sort of minimize the visual so that it complies. But anyway, under fair use, let me play you the following, stopping occasionally.
We've got to fix that problem. We can't simply live with that problem. So it's a very different situation.
Well, we ended the estate tax. There is no estate tax on farmers. So when a parent leaves their farm, because again, a lot of these farms, they don't make a lot of money, but it's a way of life, and they love their way of life, and they love that dirt. That dirt is the most beautiful thing they've ever seen. They love it. I mean, they're farmers. They love doing it. They don't know how to do anything else, but they don't want to do anything else.
That is so true of many farmers. I mean, it's hard graft. Be assured of it. Yeah? Anyway, let's continue.
I speak to farmers. I say, would you like to live in my penthouse in Manhattan? It's the most beautiful. No, sir, I want this farm. And what happens is, we were losing a lot of people to suicide.
Which has been the case in the UK for many a year. Occasionally over the years I would do a vid on the subject, but nobody seems to care, which is so wrong. But let's continue.
They'd borrow money to pay the estate tax, and they were not able to pay it. And some banks are ruthless; they wouldn't do anything, and they would end up committing suicide.
So basically, the plan for the UK with farmers, yeah, they're in plain sight. It's not like they didn't know this was going to happen. They looked at the data in America and said, hey, let's implement that in the UK and we'll get rid of all these independent farmers because they're psychopaths.
We have totally ended the estate tax in those situations. So there's no estate tax. So when a parent leaves the farm to the kids, they don't have to worry about their local, possibly unfriendly banker.
I look at that body language of Starmer, the farmer, harmer, and with his right hand, he sort of starts tapping his watch strap, and you notice that shortly after that, it's move on to other questions. I mean, you can see it's awkward for him, but at the same time, you could also argue it's Masonic ritual in the sense of humiliation rituals, which many of them have to go through in order to progress. But let's carry on.
Coming in and stealing their farm.
And let's be honest. Think about this. When they want you to eat nothing but crickets, bugs, and are now talking about that you should be allowed only 20 grams of meat a week. 20 grams. Think about that. It's like even a tiny fraction of a steak. That's what that is. Yeah. But how do you get there? Well, you demonize farming. You, on top of that, make them pay hand over fist for things that were never the case before, knowing full well the outcome, and they've got all those mega corporations like BlackRock, etc., waiting in the wings to quite literally buy it all over. And then it's either solar farms or soy or whatever else, but it's not good for you. That's for sure. No, anything to do with common sense, you would be doing none of it. But if you're an interconnected death cult, that's how you do it. Seriously.